everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. I hope today has been treating you well. In today's video I'm going to be talking you through my tips and my tricks and also the product recommendations for the most long-lasting summer makeup. It's hot, it's sweaty, we're probably spending quite a lot of time outside in full sun, so these are all of the products that I recommend to get you through those long summer days. I would love to know if any of these are your favourites for the summer as well. And let's just dive straight on in. First up, SPF is so important. Please wear it every single day. I have already done this step, so I'm going to talk you through what I've already done. In case you can't tell, I'm already looking quite bronzy because I like to do this step about 20 minutes before I actually apply my makeup so that it's got time to sink in nicely. And these two together are a match made in heaven. So the Beauty Bay SPF 50 UVA UVB face lotion. This genuinely just feels like a serum. It's so thin and so lightweight on your skin. I absolutely love it. And if you're like me and you've got quite sensitive skin and quite sensitive eyes, this one, you really do need it. It's SPF 50, it's absolutely fantastic. So I apply like 3 or 4 pumps of this all over the face, give that about 5 minutes to sink in. Then I take another pump of this and mix it in with about the same amount of the e.l.f. bronzing drops. I was about to say more then. Bronzing drops. This is just the rose gold one. They have more than one shade. I have tried it with the Revolution ones, but I used the e.l.f. today. That's the colour that you can see on my face today. So I do the first layer with like the amount of pumps that I need for the SPF coverage, let it sink in, and then I go in with more with the bronzing drops. I am slightly concerned that with the rise of bronzing drops and more affordable bronzing drops, people are just going to be mixing it in with their SPF and not applying the right amount underneath it. They're going to be like watering down their SPF with the bronzing drops. You need all the SPF coverage that you can get. So apply, let it sink in, and then do the little mixeroo and apply. So that's what I've already got on my skin, and honestly at this point I did that about half an hour ago. I like to give it a really good amount of time to sink into the skin. So a grippy primer, revolutionary I know, but a grippy primer is going to grip onto all of your makeup and make it last all day long, and this one has fast become my favourite. It's the P. Louise Get a Grip. I never slip up when I'm stuck on you gripping primer. I love this one because I'm a dry skin gal. I need a lot of hydration and I really like this one. I love the way that it feels on my skin. So I just take not very much, like a pea-sized amount. Oh, and now I've got to try and get the lid on before this goes everywhere. So I just take that much and apply it where I'm more likely to lose my makeup, down the centre of my face, and I just work that into the skin. But it's because it's so thin, it almost, like even that tiny little bit, spreads right out and just leaves the face feeling really nice and tacky, but also like lovely and hydrated. I really rate this primer quite highly. So then for foundation, I love any sort of tinted moisturiser, light coverage foundation. I've got a lot of favourites, but this is the one that I've been reaching for the most, so I'm going to talk about it again. It's the Made by Mitchell Truth tint. It's so good. It is such a beautiful finish. So I have this in TT4. I am going to mix in a tiny bit of the bronzing drops, just because I think that that would probably be too light with the bronzing drops on underneath. And obviously it's summer. I mean, it's raining outside, but it's summer, so I just want a little bit of warmth in the bronzer. So I'm just going to mix this in and then apply. I will also say I've had a casualty. I've lost a nail. We're ignoring it. it hasn't happened. Okay, so this is the foundation bronzing drop concoction, and I don't want like a lot of coverage, just want a little wash of something. So taking my damp sponge, picking up whatever's left on the back of my hand, and I'm just going to bounce this all over the skin. So you can almost hear, or I can hear, that primer is like gripping onto the sponge. Like this foundation is not going anywhere. So you can see it's not covered any of my freckles. You can still see a little bit of my redness, but like it's just a little bit perfected. It's really nice and glowy, but like I could tell as I was bouncing my sponge over that primer is grabbing on. This isn't going anywhere until I take it off. For concealer, I have a lot of favourite concealers, but if I want long lasting, if I want something that's a little bit more matte so that it has that long lasting quality, a lot of the concealers that I wear on an everyday are more hydrating, but if I want long lasting, this is the one that I go for, and I desperately need a new one. I've had to take the stopper out of the end to get the last tiny little bit of product out, and this is the Sleek In Your Tone long wear concealer, and I have this in 1C, and I just want a little bit of this around my eyes and also just on that bit of redness in the centre of my cheeks, but again, not too much. You want light layers. Light layers, thin layers of product, blended right out, let it sink in, just take your time. It's always going to last longer than like one heavy layer of product. So I'm just blending this out with the same sponge, and you can see it's just brightening, but it's almost, where it's more matte, I feel like it's sort of perfecting the area a little bit more, like blurring out the pores a little bit and all that good stuff. So I just love this concealer. I can't stop using it. I need to get on the Boots website immediately and order a new one because it's just perfect. So what I've got left on my sponge from that, I'll just sort of tap over the centre, but like I say, I don't want too much coverage. I don't want to go too crazy. For bronzer and also blush, again, light layers, a cream and then a powder, light layers, blending right out and using a cream or a liquid or something like that, and then a powder over the top. It's just going to lock everything in, keep everything in place all day long. So for the cream bronzer, I'm using the Made by Mitchell cream bronzer stick in Shady Business, and I'm going to take this onto a Real Techniques Expert face brush, and I just want a little bit because we're going in with a powder afterwards. I don't want to go a hoverboard with the cream, but I just want a little bit of something. Just want the startings of that bronzy colour with the cream or liquid. They do also do this colour in a liquid formula. I do prefer this stick formula. I think that it's really beautiful. It's I find it easier to use, in all honesty, than these ones, you know, the liquid ones. And then for liquid blush, I'm using one of the e.l.f. ones. I've got a vision for today's look, so this is the e.l.f. Camo Liquid Blush in the shade Gorge Orange, and I'm taking another Real Techniques Expert face brush, and I'm going to just tap a little bit of this onto the back of my hand. This is so pigmented, taking basically just one little dot, and I'm working that into the brush, picking it up on all of those bristles, working it into the brush, and then tapping on from there so that I don't get too much on my face at like the first little swipe. So just tapping that in, and I just love this orangey, almost sunburn colour on my skin tone, but also this colour looks incredible on basically everybody that I've seen it on. It's just beautiful, and where it's like really bright and like quite intimidating in the tube, doing it like this rather than dotting it onto your face and then trying to blend it out, I find this so much easier to use like this. So that is the cream bronzer and liquid blush all blended in, and now I'm gonna go over the top and set all of that in with powder products. And this is where I like to add the glow. Like I say, I'm a dry skin gal. I like to add in a lot of the glow into like my bronzer and my blush products. So there's a theme to my whole life at the minute. I'm just loving Made by Mitchell. So taking the bronze pod in Caramel Kiss. I should know this, I use it every single day. Taking just a little bit of that and dusting it over the top of where I put all of that stick bronzer. So this adds the most beautiful little bit of glow. It's ever so slightly shimmery, but in a really soft and beautiful way. I've definitely just gone overboard on my forehead there, but never mind. Like I say, we're going bronzy and beachy today, so that is fine. And just buffing over everywhere that I put that stick bronzer. And then I'm basically just going to do the same with another Real Techniques blush brush into the powder blush that I'm using, which is of course Milani Luminoso. I don't need to look at what this is. It's a classic, and this has got that like peachy warm undertone to it, so it's gonna just really enhance the orange that we've got underneath. And I again go quite liberal with this because it's really nice and glowy. It adds a nice glow to the skin. And honestly, it's going to last me forever. Like, I have used this so much and it just looks exactly the same as when I first got it. So just going to blend and blend and blend, because as always, I've gone overboard. Would it even be me if I didn't go overboard with the blush or the bronzer? No, but I am just going to bounce over the edges of that with a sponge. That's better. Just sink it all in. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of setting spray. This is the P. Louise Fix Me Up setting spray, the one that came in the most recent box thing. So just going to put a few little spritzes on at this stage. I'm going to go off, change my camera battery and do my brows. There's nothing special that I do for my brows. I don't find that I personally struggle with them. So camera battery, brows, and then we'll be back. So brows are on. The face is like set, like everything, that spray feels dry now. So I'm going to go in with just a little bit of a setting powder, and I'm doing it at this stage so that I can see specifically where I need it. I don't want too much powder. So I'm going in with a little puff into the Revolution IRL powder. Nothing beats this for me. Not for this sort of an occasion. Like, if I need to know that my makeup is going to last all day and I don't want to have to worry about it, Revolution IRL. No questions asked. So I'm just going to tap a little bit of powder just right where I need it. It brightens a little bit, but I mainly use this just to keep everything nice and locked in. And I will go over with more spray. That isn't the only setting spray. So I'm just going to tap this right in, just where I need it. I don't want too much powder, I don't want to look dry, but I want to know that this is set and that I don't need to worry about it. So the skin looks really nice and glowy still, like it's still catching the light, but down the centre I don't look too sweaty. That's the look that I'm going for. Nobody wants to look sweaty, so that is that. And onto the eyes. I really like a bold eye look in summer, but I also like, and what we're going to be doing today, is quite a bold lip look. If I was doing literally anything on the eyes other than what I've already got on there, which is the cream, liquid and powder bronzer and blush, I would use an eyeshadow base. This is fast become my favourite one. Again, we're very Made by Mitchell heavy and we're very P. Louise heavy today, but it's just, this is genuinely what I've been using. So this is the P. Louise Cosmetic Base in 01. They have so many different shades of these, so you can get one that like actually matches your skin tone. It adds a little bit of coverage, so if you've got any sort of veins or discoloration or anything in your eyelids that you're wanting to cancel out, that does add a little bit of coverage. But like I say, I'm not doing basically anything on my eyes today. I am just going to put a little bit more of that bronzer through my crease. So I'm just taking a fluffy brush, running that under my eyes, and also just a tiny little bit more through the crease. I've already got a lot of this product already on there, but I just want to be a little bit more precise with it, so wiggling this through as well. So that is that. It's just a little wash of something bronzy that keeps in tone with everything else that I've already got on the face. So for the rest of the eyes, I'm basically just doing a black liquid liner and mascara, but the products, it's the products that I wanted to talk about. So the ones that I'm going to use today are the Profusion Everlasting Waterproof Liquid Liner. This stuff plus this mascara, it doesn't matter how hot it is, it doesn't matter if you watch Marley and Me, it doesn't matter what kind of day you have, if you're wearing these, they will still be there at the end of the day. I guarantee you. These are so long lasting, so long lasting, to the point where I don't even wear this mascara every day. I also don't wear this liquid liner every day because it's almost too long lasting. It's a little bit of a pain to get off. However, if I was going out for the day, if I was spending a lot of time outside and it was very, very hot, very sweaty, very humid, I would absolutely pick these two to get me through that day. So I'm going to use them today. I'm going to struggle through because, like I say, they are a little bit of a pain to get off. I will say the e.l.f. Holy Hydration e.l.f. Off Makeup Remover. 2 cotton pads, really saturate this onto the cotton pads and just hold it over your eyes. Little tiny little rubs to get the makeup remover right in, but just little wiggles, and then wipe it away. And I do find that that is less irritating, but it is a very, very long lasting formula. So you do have to put in the groundwork at the end of the day to take these off. So I'm going to go off and do a wing and do mascara, and then we'll come back for the lip, because the lip is new to me, but I've got a story to tell about the lip already, so you don't want to miss that. Okay, so that is the liner and mascara done. I love a big black wing. I also love brown. I've got a lot of brown favourites. This also comes in brown, and it's a beautiful like chocolatey brown, really, really beautiful shade. I do have a whole video where I talk about my favourite liquid liners, and I will leave that linked up here. Loads of them are really long lasting and perfect for summer. So I was going to do another layer of setting spray, but I think I'm going to just give my mascara a little minute. So let's do the lip first. I have already had on one of the P. Louise lip conditioners. This is the lemon sherbet one. It's beautiful. It is plumping though. I do wish it wasn't. One of my friends actually got the box as well, and she said that it felt stingy. And it does a little bit. It is quite painful. So the lip. I've got a story to tell here. So I bought this lip product, and when it arrived, I tried it on immediately. It was like 6 o'clock in the evening. I then went to bed, not at 6 o'clock, later on that evening, went to bed, and my husband said to me, "You're not going to go wash your face? Like, don't go to sleep with your makeup on, go and wash your face." And I was like, I have washed my face. My makeup is gone. I've done my skincare routine. This lip has stained so badly that it's not going anywhere. It is not going anywhere at all. And it was still there the next day. I had to reapply it because it was still 100% there on my lip. And that was like 2 days ago, and it has now gone. But just take that as your warning that this is the longest lasting lip stain that I think I have ever used, and it's one of the Beauty Bay ones. They brought out a couple more shades. They brought out an orange. Did I not say that that's what I wanted them to do? And they did. It's almost like they're listening to me. So this is the Beauty Bay lip tint in Calypso, and if this wasn't so staining I would swatch it on the back of my hand, but just look at that colour. My prayers have been answered. So I would love to know, do you have a lip liner recommendation? Because I don't have a lip liner that goes with this. I want a bright burnt orange sort of a colour to go with this, I think, but it doesn't need one. It doesn't bleed into like fine lines or anything. It stays exactly where you've put it, and boy does it stay. And it's hydrating. It's so juicy looking on the lips. I love it, and I'm fully aware that once I've put this on I now have to commit to the next 3 to 5 working days wearing this lip, and that is fine because I love it. Just look at this colour. Tell me that that is not the perfect orange summery shade. Oh, I just love it. So that is the lip tint done. I just love it. So that is the finished look. Oh, I'm just going to do another little spray of setting spray over the top of everything. Just lightly so that the mascara doesn't go crazy. I actually feel like this setting spray adds a nice little bit of hydration to the skin as well. I don't know if it's meant to. I don't know if it's got any sort of skincare ingredients in it. I'm not sure, but I love. And I feel like with my freshly dyed hair and also my freshly dyed scalp, so don't look too closely at that, I just love it. I just love it. I feel like myself in this sort of a bright, bold makeup. I just love it. I would love to know what you think. I would love to know if you have any bright, bold lip recommendations, because of course I've got loads, but I am always open to more suggestions. So let me know if you've got any. I am all ears. If you've made it to the very end of this video and you haven't already, I would love it if you would subscribe down below. I post at least 3 times a week on a Monday, Wednesday and a Friday, but it's always more often than that because I get overexcited about makeup. And if you haven't already, I'd love it if you would give this video a big thumbs up. It really does help me out so much when you do that. But until next time, thank you ever so much for watching. Bye.